Alright, my friends, so let's go ahead and finish this part of our website, which is the user info. At least finish the React part so we can focus on the style and some extra stuff. Let's go ahead and do that. So once again, we have this paragraph which should say images by this thing right here or by this user whatsoever. So here what I'm just gonna say, first of all, I'm just gonna add images. All right, at least if I can spell, so images by, and here I'm just gonna add concatenation to make my my expression work. So I'm just gonna add the username so we can get images by this thing right here, and even we can make it more we can improve it, but I'm gonna show you that later on. Let's go ahead and focus on this thing right here, the div right here. I'm gonna use the div right here to display some of the images that been uploaded by this specific user. And if you take a look on the object that you will get right here, this object, if you expand it, we have this property called photos, and it's an array of images that we can go ahead and use. It's an array of objects, and each object has at least the URLs. All right, we have it right here, and we want to access, for example, the thumb. All right, so we have to say, first of all, we have to map through them. So I'm gonna add the dynamic JSX expression, and I'm just gonna say user.photos.map. I'm gonna map through them, and for each one I'm gonna return a photo, and this photo should return for me. Let's see what we can return. I'm gonna return a div. All right, and that specific div we will return an image tag. All right, once again, this is really straightforward, and I'm just gonna say the source attribute. All right, immediately the source attribute will be some dynamic value, which will be photo dot let's go ahead and say photo dot URLs. All right, dot thumb. I have told you that we want to access the thumb one right here, but if you go back right here and you minimize this thing right here, we will see all these images. But first of all, we have to fix this warning right here that says each child in a list should have a unique key prop. Whatever here, in order for us to do so, it is this div right here should have a key, because we are returning multiple divs inside our map, so each div should have a unique key that will put it in isolation from the rest of these div. So I'm just gonna say key, and the key will be photo.id. Pretty straightforward. If we switch back, we can see our console is clear, with no warnings, but we have this thing right here that is related to cookies, as well as we have this user info that says image element must have an alt prop. If we expand the photos array, let's see what we can use as a props for each object. Well, we don't have really anything that we could use as a real alt or alternative text. So in my case, I'm just gonna pass a static text. I'm just gonna say user photos. All right, pretty bad stuff, because I really don't have any other solution right here. So I'm just gonna stick with this very easy one. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, in this video we have finished displaying all the necessary information that we want to show for each specific user. We are displaying the name, the bio, profile image, a link to the profile for this specific photographer. We have displayed some of their images right here. If I go back and click on one of these, we are going to get the exact same thing, the exact same functionality. So hopefully you like it, hopefully you learned a lot. I am really may try to make as much as I can from these small videos, because I think small videos will be much understandable and you can get much more information from it. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it is really the idea about thinking about conditional rendering where to use it specifically. Once again, feel free to try to display an information in a very regular way. Once you get an error, try to solve it with a conditional rendering. For example, here the profile image or the links right here was a really big issue, but let's say it wasn't crystal clear for us that we have a problem right here. But it's really about thinking, okay, why I cannot access the image? Well, because it is not loaded yet. So you have to think more than one to get it correctly. Hopefully that makes sense. I promise you we are gonna focus on the style because it was really bad looking right now, but once again you can style it better than me. In the next few videos you will be showing you a really easy way to style it. Hopefully that makes sense. I think in the next video we'll take some review of what we have did, so you can be in a good place. You have strong knowledge of this kind of stuff. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you my friends so much for watching. See you in the next one.